Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Thursday. It is the 11th of August, 2022. So, as you can see right now, it is clear. Well, pretty much. There's a few clouds here and there, but pretty much straight sunshine, beautiful, gorgeous day, right? But we had rain right up through this morning. You can't tell now, obviously, but so what I do, I will just explain this real quick, and we're going to get into the topic here in just a few minutes. But this 5-gallon bucket was empty. I got one on the other side as well, over here. That was also empty. They're both now full, so there's 10 gallons of water, okay? So I use, this is my shower area. So I come out here and I just take water out of the buckets and I shower. And actually, like today is a shave day. I got to shave my face and shave my head, so I'll do that later when I wash up. But so how much water do I use generally? Let's say in a day, I will use about 2.5 gallons of water to wash up. It's not like a shower where you're standing under it the whole time. It works out really, really well, and I use plenty of water. It's not like I scrimp on water because I have like there's 15 gallons there, right? So I got that bucket that I'm using. There's another gallon here, or 5 gallons there. Another 5 gallons here. We got what, 30, 60, 70, 80 gallons right there, right? So 80, 90, or 80. 90 with those two, that makes 110 gallons of water. So there's no way I'm using all that by myself, obviously, but I want to have it on hand in case I need it in those type of things, and it works out really, really well. And so that's what I do. That's how I utilize that. But it has worked out really well, and I have no issues with that whatsoever. But and that's all rain water that I've caught off of the camper. Now once we get the rain catchment set up over here, that's a 275 gallon tote, so you know that will be a lot more obviously. So real quick, I'm gonna go in here, and I was just in here. I started doing a video already once, so yeah, okay, we are at 86% in charging. Okay, so I started doing a video before, and then the battery died, so I had to start this video over. Alright, so I just wanted to kind of explain that a little bit. Like I said, that's my shower area. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I can shower outside probably till even late fall. Doesn't bother me, I don't really mind. And then, you know, what I did this spring in like April when it was still cold, I would take water that I had collected, or I wasn't collecting water at that point, but I would take water, heat it up in the microwave, and I just wash up in the bathroom. I still have not used the water tank, used the shower in the camper, or any of that type of stuff yet. I don't need to. So I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? I wash up really well. I wash every day. So, you know, that's how I do it. If I can, for the most part of the year, work my way around it, that's what I'm going to do. Eventually, obviously, I would like to set up a shower room, a communal shower, especially when the group members are coming down, that we could have an area that if they want to take a shower while they're here, that they can. You know, so we'll figure all that out. That's actually not difficult to do. I've done it before. Hot water on demand unit, you know, like they have them at, you know, camping places and stuff like that. Not that expensive. And you just have propane and your water source, and you got hot water. It's really that simple. I had done that at my other property in New York. I had that set up that way, and it worked amazingly. So it's a matter of then you get your shower unit, however you want to set that up. That can be done with pallets, to be honest with you. Really simple, really easy. So, you know, it's not a difficult thing to set up, but you know that you have to obviously have the water source available. Wintertime would be more interesting, but you know, like I said, all those things can be things that can be taken care of. So anyway, I wanted to discuss in this video today, all right, I saw an article, and I knew when I read the article initially that there was more to it. And later in the article, the nurse explained what she thought the real gist of why she was fired from her job, okay, why she was let go. So I'm going to tell you this story that I read, and you know, and literally, folks, you cannot make this up. This is nursing in a nutshell, okay? So when she was working a 12-hour shift, and you get like an hour and 15-minute break total in an hour, you know, in that time frame. So she took her break all at once, and so she got back to the unit, and she hadn't clocked back in yet. And according to her, she was like passing out trays and doing that before she clocked back in. So she technically clocked in 10 minutes late, okay? So secondly, so we have to remember that that's all part of this whole thing. And this is how management works, folks, just so you know. So she had technically clocked in 10 minutes late. Then she was, the unit was chaotic. She was struck in the face by a patient. She was working a psych ward, by the way. I forgot to mention that part of it. So she was struck in the face. They were fighting in the halls. She called a supervisor, and this is her conversation to the supervisor. She said, "We need help up here. They are fighting in the halls. There are patients that are blowing each other, okay? And, you know, we need to have more assistance." And so, of course, it de-escalated. They got it squared away. Of course, no help came, which is not surprising. We are talking nursing where everybody's short-staffed. Now, I guess 2 weeks prior to this, there had been a situation where there was elder abuse. You got to understand, these people, when you are locked up in a psych ward, you are not considered competent to give consent. So you're not allowed to have sex, in other words, okay? Because you have to have your mental capacities to be able to engage in sexual activity. Well, I guess she had reported it to her supervisor and or nurse manager, and the nurse manager was like, "Oh yeah, well, we're going to do an internal investigation of these alleged abuse allegations." And she didn't believe that that was going to happen, so she went over this person's head. And you know, trust me, when you're in nursing, you know if they're going to sweep things under the rug or if they're going to actually do something about it. Now, I'm going to tell you when they'll do something about it. If they have deemed you a troublemaker, somebody who's going to make waves, they will find a reason to charge you with something to get you out of there, okay? That's how it works, folks. It's just part of the game. It's just part of the game. So anyway, so she was suspended from her job, okay? Now, let's put in a couple other factors in here. None of her management or higher-ups ever asked her if she was okay after being struck in the face by a patient. No follow-up on that one. Nobody checked on her. This is according to her, of course. I mean, I'm going by what the article says. So they never checked on that. They said they let her. So they suspended her at first, and then a week later they fired her. And they said that she was using inappropriate language because apparently she said that these residents were blowing each other, and in the hallway. Well, I don't see that. I'm going to tell you what. I've been in nursing a very, very long time. I know how nurses talk, and it's not just the men, folks. I have dealt with some female nurses, the majority, I should say, let me just rephrase that, that have mouths like drunken sailors. There's no doubt about that. I have dealt with that a lot. I swear myself, so I'm not like trying to be, Saint Ed over here. I will rip it up with the best of them. I guarantee you that. But appropriate spots. If I said something about a patient or something, I would do it in the med room where it was just me and another nurse and those type of things. I never did it out in a hallway in front of patients or in front of family, those type of things. You know, you got to pick your spots. So, but people complain and they vent and they flip out and they get angry, and it happens a lot. Okay, it's a very frustrating job when you're getting no help, you're short-staffed. It's a high stress, high pressure type of job as well. But anyway, this is what happened to this woman, because and what she feels is because she had reported that alleged, all right, elder abuse situation and went over people's heads. They don't like that, and I guarantee you they don't like that, and they're going to look for any excuse that they can to get rid of you. So they use the excuse that she had clocked in 10 minutes late, so she used too much time on her break, and that you know, she was using inappropriate language. And I'm sorry, saying that residents are blowing each other in a hall, in my opinion, is not inappropriate, you know, language. So, but again, this is what happens. Residents or patients can assault us, kick us, punch us, slap us, do all kinds of inappropriate things, and that's perfectly fine. You know, if you retaliate in any way or you do something because of somebody's behavior, then you're questioning, why did you do this and why did you do that? So something to think about. But I just wanted to kind of reiterate how things go in facilities. I'm going to tell you what, guys, if you are thinking about going into nursing, I would highly encourage you to go into nursing. Nursing is a wonderful profession. What I would not encourage you to do is to work in a hospital. I would not encourage you to work in a nursing home, especially a nursing home. Do private duty work, do home care, do something where it is rewarding, where you feel like you are making a difference. When you are in a nursing home, trust me, you are never going to feel like you're making a difference, because they're going to take advantage of you, especially if you're a decent-hearted person and you really want to make a difference. They will use you like a piece of garbage, and then when they're done with you, they will throw you away. All right? So that's my take on that. I wanted to share this story. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I definitely want to hear from my fellow nurses, CNAs, people that have been in the field. Tell me I'm not preaching the gospel, folks. You know. All right, listen, I hope everybody's having a great day. Remember, we're all in this together. We are one race called the nursing race, right? Called the human race. If we could ever figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every day tomorrow's not guaranteed. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goal is you. That's it. Be safe, have fun. I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.